Hi, this is a quick unboxing of the Dell Precision 7740 laptop, or as they like to call it, a mobile workstation. In this video, I'm mostly just showing you the physical aspects of this laptop. I will do an in-depth review showing the performance at a later stage. Alright, so there's some paperwork here, some safety information. There's the drivers coming on a USB, and there's a little booklet here, Precision 7740, just telling you how to plug in the power supply. If you want to go to the full support page, there you can just scan the QR code. Here is the power supply and the country specific power cord. There it plugs in there. It's the kettle type plug, and there is the country specific plug top, and in this case it is for emergency power. As you can see, it's beveled here, so in South Africa this is the emergency power plug, so it's made for a UPS power outlet if need be. And then here you can see the normal cord. Alright, so this is smaller than the older 240 watt AC adapter. Not a lot smaller, but it is definitely smaller. It's also rounded. As you can see, this is more square. So this is the older power supply. Right, the same size jack, which is compatible on most of the Dells. Okay, just having a look at the unit. Just for your reference, this happens to be the 17-inch one, and as you can see, it is 41.5 centimeters. If you have a look here, it's beveled, so you'd have to measure from there to there. And that is 28 centimeters from there to there. And the height off the table is, at the highest point, it's 35 mils, and at the lowest point, it is 26 millimeters. So you can see it's at a bit of a decline. It's got like a negative profile. Right, I'll just show you the laptop itself, going corner to corner. Right, I'm just going to go around the laptop and I'm going to show you the ports. There on the right hand side, you've got the 3.5 millimeter audio jack. Then you've got two USBs here, and this happens to be USB 3, and it's showing you a little power supply, a little battery there, so these are powered. You could probably charge your phone from those two. Then you've got an air vent here with a little grill there, and over here you've got, according to their specification, a knobble wedge lock. Those of you might be more familiar with the Kensington type lock. Not sure if the Kensington and the knobble are compatible, but there you go. This is, according to them, a knobble lock. The air vent with the grill, part of the heatsink. There's your HDMI. Then you've got a display port. There's a little screw there. Then you've got your Ethernet port over here. Another USB 3, and then another port there. And there's your power port for your power cable. So you could plug in your power cable over there, just like that. Alright, coming to the left hand side, there's another air vent here. Then you've got two USB-C connectors on the left hand side. You've got your SD card slot. You can just remove and put your full-size SD card. You've got a smart card reader over here. Right, these two USB-Cs on the side here, if you're wondering about the position of them, you can see that I'm plugging in what is the double USB-C with DisplayPort compatibility for the Dell dock. I will do a separate video showing this Dell dock, but I'm just showing you here the dual USB-Cs, and as you can see how you can plug into your Precision. Right, on the front right, there is a little display LED over here. Right, just in terms of the finish, this has got a carbon fiber look. You can see it looks like it's almost like fiberglass. And over here, it's got a bit of a rubbery feel, almost like a premium plastic. The Dell branding here is debossed into this, so it's almost like it goes in a little bit. This feels like an alloy. All the way around, as you can see. And there are the hinges. Looking at the underside, we've got what appears to be two speakers, your left and right, and then some heats, then some vent here for the heat. And you can see that the foot at the back here, there's a long foot here for the laptop to breathe. So if you find a hot air probably comes out here, and there is a raised section there and here. So it sits off the table, allowing air to move in and out. So if you have a look at the side profile, you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. You can see there's this nice long rubber foot there and over there. So it's like almost like a rubber track. I think that's an improvement on the old one because I have an M6700 and the rubber has just come off. This is the underside of the Precision 6700. It's got little feet, and as you can see, one of the rubbers came off. Quite annoying because it slides on the table. So this is an improved design. Right, then there's a little lock here which you can open, and if I open it, what happens is this clips out, and there you can see the removable battery. This happens to be the 97 watt lithium battery, and over here you've got a SSD can be removed. You can unscrew it over there. Right, now you're seeing the little loudspeaker there, and one on the other side. And just having a look at the materials, this is very similar to the older ranges. It is plastic and it slides back on over here. Right, as you are inserting this, just pull that open, and as you insert it, it should actually automatically lock there. Locked. Here is the tap pad. There you can see you've got the bottom buttons and the top ones. There's a little mouse pad over there. You could just pull that off. And the feel of this material is very premium, and these keys also feel very premium, and the power button on the top. Right, just in terms of how big the bezel is, it's got quite a big bezel, so it doesn't have a very modern look. Bezel on the side is 15 millimeters, and on the top looking at quite a bit more at almost 25 millimeters. Right, here is the power cable. I'm going to plug it in. When I plug it in, you'll see that the light comes on there, and then it actually goes off. Alright, so the laptop is now charging and plugged into the electricity, and I'll show you what it looks like when you switch it on. There's the power button. Switch it on. You can see this particular model comes with the backlit keys. So as you can see, the keys are backlit. I'll show you what it looks like in the dark. Right, so there are the backlit keys. You can see when I press one of the buttons, they wake up. And obviously the power LED over there. You can see the backlit keys going off now. I'll wake them up again, just like that. Alright, just having a look at the keys themselves, just to show you the layout. And then the number keypad here on the right hand side. You can see the shortcut buttons at the top there, and there, screen brightness and so forth. This particular laptop is loaded with Linux, and this happens to be the i9 version. Upon initial setup, Dell require you to accept their end user license agreement. And then they ask you for your keyboard layout. And then you can immediately connect to your wireless. Alright, then it's asking if you want to generate a recovery media. I don't want to do that at this point. And this is the Linux version. Now, maybe you want to do the Windows version, and I'll show you that as well. Alright, so I've installed Windows 10 on this unit, and I've been using it. It's pretty quick. I'm not going to complain about this i9. I will be doing some rendering tests. I'll be rendering 4K videos, and I'll do some comparisons. I'll compare it to the older Precision. I'll also compare it to the AMD Threadripper desktop. All right, some early critiques that I have. Just the first one is I prefer more buttons. There's the volume up and down. Unfortunately, you have to use the FN shortcut. I don't like that. I just think they could put some extra buttons. The screen brightness, you don't often change it, but volume is such a common thing. And I know you can just go here, but as you can see, it's a mouse click and then another drag. If it was just a button over here, so much quicker if you're doing Skype or whatever it is. Okay, the other thing is this little LED here, I think is mostly for the battery. There is no status LED. Like that one there just tells you it's on, but if you look at the sides, you'll see there's no status LED. I've been using the Precisions for many years, and I like the little status LEDs telling you, is it charging, is it on, is it working, you know, is the CPU under a lot of stress. I like to see that, but here we've just got this one power LED over there. Maybe I'm missing something, but so far I haven't seen it in the first few days of using this. And if you're wondering why that's important, well, if you're someone who docks your laptop, well, then how do you know if it's on? For example, if your screen is closed and you're using external monitors, you can't tell by looking at the laptop if it's on. And I'll quickly just do an audio test for you. All right, so I'm just going to play some System of a Down, just so it's quite loud. And then you see I've got an SPL meter here. I'm just going to do a test. Yes, I know it must be a meter away and so forth, but the little speakers are underneath here, and I'm just going to put the SPL meter quite close. You can get an idea of how loud the laptop is. Okay, so not really any distortion, but not much bass either. Okay, this last quick test is just to show you how loud the fan noise is. As you can see, just under 51 decibels. The laptop isn't under load though. I noticed that it tends to increase the fan speed even when the laptop's not working very hard. So I just checked there. It's basically on no load. No, there's nothing running except for Firefox with an open window, but nothing playing. And now it's calmed down. It's gone to about 45 dBs. And just to show you, the ambient noise in the room is in the 30s. So looking at 30. There we go. That is the ambient noise in the room, 34 decibels, and that's with the laptop off. So just to give you an idea, if you are using this in a quiet place or in your bedroom and your partner's sleeping, you get an idea that when it's going to work, you're going to increase it by about 15 decibels. I'm still going to run it harder. Maybe those fans are variable speed control. Maybe they'll even get louder. I'm not sure at this stage. So that's my initial review. I'm excited to use this Precision. I'm going to be connecting it to at least 4 screens. I'm going to run it hard, and I'm going to show you how this laptop performs. Those who follow me on YouTube, this is my desk, and I actually normally use between 5 and 6 screens, and they all run independently. So I'm going to put this laptop to the test. Stay tuned for some tough tests on this Precision.